part of all the car manufacturers, they give you no specs on paint thickness. There is nothing on it. Into perspective, pass that around. That's the thickness of the Mercedes paint. That's the 250.
Does that mean the undercoat or everything?
That's everything. So these measurements, this is right through to the metal. Okay, and then to give you a bit more perspective, this is roughly, so that's 100 microns. So that's roughly what? So that 1/10 of a mil. That's what you're feeling there. That is more likely what we're going to be dealing with.
So this thickness are the paint thickness or the ceramic coating thickness?
That's the paint thickness. That's the paint thickness.
That's a really thin one.
Yes.
That's why some scratches show.
That's why we're passing these around to give perspective to what we're dealing with.
But with the paint, is the clear coat one of the most important parts of it that protects the paint? Doesn't matter.
What does the clear coat do?
Well, the clear coat stops the paint from deteriorating.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, what else does it do?
Okay, so if you took the clear coat off the base coat of any metallic finish, it's going to look more like this.
It takes a shine out.
That's what I mean.
The clear coat adds the shine as well.
Yeah, and protects the paint.
So well, but it is paint. So
Oh yeah.
Clear paint.
so
It's
you know,
clear. Yeah.
What about the 50?
50 micron.
Yeah.
What a Holmes?
Oh.
20?
Who does 50 micron?
That's a 50
Never mind their
micron.
craftsman.
Okay, so on thickness, we've never really delved into it in the past, so this is why we're touching on it prior to getting into the rest of it. Within getting this all set up, I did some research, as did Bruce, and interestingly enough, we both ended up with the same depth gauge without any consultation between us. This one here, if I can open it, I bought from Queensland. Okay, this was $80, and I got ripped off. Basically, it's $80 that I could might as well just chuck it in the bin. And just to wind the clock back just a fraction there, trying to measure paint, you've got your paint, as we all know. Do we all know about orange peel? Yeah. Okay, so as you know, paint is like this, right? So you measure something here, and then right next to it here, in microns, you're going to get a different reading. The only accurate way, and if you watch those YouTube clips, you would have seen the guy doing this, is to have infrared light set up on a tripod, beaming it down to one spot, and you measure on that exact same spot as well. And still, there's some human error in that, because obviously putting it on that exact same spot, if you're just, a fraction out, you're going to get a slightly different reading, potentially. Okay. I tested these just briefly, and we'll do it again now. But so this is the first one. This you've got to get it nice and square. Yep.
1, 1, 3.
You want it in the same place, don't you?
So you'll see the vagaries of how much it changes. Have a go. Pass them around.
Okay, you want it in the same place to make sure.
Yeah, to compare the two.
Back to the same.
It's 100 on that one.
100. 100.
100.
There you go. All right. So why would we have a thickness gauge? I'm asking the question, by the way, of you guys. Why do you think we should have a thickness gauge? Ultimately, we don't know what's happened to a vehicle when we get to touch it. Even brand new, who knows? Could have had some damage in the factory, and they've repaired it in the factory. The other point is, it's a great. It's like, imagine rolling up at your clients, and you've got one of these, and they're asking questions about, what can I do here, there. You go, hang on a minute, just let me grab my paint thickness gauge, and you're whacking that on there, and you're speaking to them about, the quality of their paintwork, and you've got, this is what we have, people. This is what we've got, and they're going to be going, wow. It's just a great tool just to be able to sell what we do and to sell yourself as a professional.
So I had another client that had a
It's $80.
yeah, it's not. Mazda BT50, and it was been out in the weather a lot, and he was considering getting it polished, cut and polished. And he said, would you be interested? And previously I would have gone, yeah, I'd probably get it with Diox type product. But I went and dropped the gauge on it, and the bonnet was between 50 and 57 microns thick or thin. So it was on the lower end of each of those sheets. So I would then change my mind. I've read this. Oh, sorry, I can't risk it.
When we're compounding vehicles, let's just say we're not doing any coatings or anything like that. You've got a slightly oxidised vehicle, and you want to clean it up. Let's say it's not as bad as this, but you want to clean it up. How many microns do you think you'd take off, just on a standard type procedure? What do you think you'd take off?
Depends what bloody polishing cloth you've
Let's say you use the hardest compound, the heaviest compound you've got.
So how thick is the clear coat to start with?
Well,
It doesn't matter.
well,
You don't know.
One
Just-
micron, is that what you
10,
said?
10, 15 micron?
No. Okay,
I
so
think it's 40,
20, 20, 40.
20,
So
40?
on here, it's saying clear coats will range from 38 to 102. So let's pick right at the bottom end. Let's say there's 40 microns on a Hyundai Getz or something
Of clear.
I wouldn't
of
know.
clear.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Just anyone want to take a stab what they think they'd take off?
2.
Anyone else?
It really depends, man, because sometimes you're hitting it hard, especially the top one.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer here. This is
Yeah.
all this is trying to do is give some perspective.
I
So
reckon 10%, so 4.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So you
You can
reckon that if you go back in the same bonnet, you may do it 2, maybe 3 times the max?
Yeah. 3
Yes.
times to get rid of that.
So my answer would be probably closer to that, but if I was just compounding only, between 1 and 2 microns.
You have to push
Going pretty hard.
Pretty
to
hard.
get 2 microns.
That's going hard at it. So yeah, that gives you some perspective.
Yeah.
Mark, I have a question. So
Yes.
if the car has a ceramic coating on, are we still compounding can we still compound those vehicles?
You sure? But you need to
How many microns
Doesn't
are we
take the
going to
ceramic
take
off.
off?
well, so
You need to work hard to get straight.
it's hard to know, but in my estimation, I would think adding a ceramic coating, how thick do you guys think it would be?
1 or 2 mil.
30, 40 microns?
0.1 of a micron.
Oh, I think it'd be more than that, but I reckon 0.5 to 1 micron maybe would be what you're adding to answer your question. And you know, when you're compounding a vehicle quite hard, let's say you're taking about a micron, so you'd be taking the ceramic coat off.
So you're talking about compounding a ceramic coated vehicle. Why do you think you'd need to compound it?
Yeah, but that was my question, because earlier I thought you cannot compound those things. But now I heard you guys
Oh, no,
talking.
you can't, you just take it off.
You can.
You can remove it. That's the point.
But
Yeah.
the benefit of the ceramic coating is there should be less need to do that. Okay, so less need out of wash marks and swirl marks and all that kind of coating. However, you still can put marks onto a ceramic or glass coated product.
Okay. So if you go bush bashing or something, you're still going to scratch it.
It still can scratch it, but it isn't easy to fix.
Is it not easy to fix?
No, you got to take
No.
it off, I reckon.
But
So-
Mark will get to that.
We'll talk
So
about
Mark,
that more.